Hey there, Jets fans. Well, Week 5 is in the past now, and the Jets get a big 34-16 win over the Broncos at MetLife Stadium on Sunday. That's a huge win for the Jets to snap this 3-game losing streak, get things going back in the other direction, avoid that 1-4 record, make it 2-3 instead, and try to start building some momentum, especially at the start of this 3-game homestand that they've got here. And, it would have been pretty easy, honestly, for the Jets to let this one slip away. All the bad vibes after the last 3 weeks could have started to seep in. And then all the adversity that popped up along the way this week. I mean, Trumaine Johnson, the Jets' #1 cornerback, he goes down and misses the game. Their defensive coordinator, Kacy Rodgers, he misses his press conference on Thursday because of a doctor's appointment, misses practice Friday because of a health issue, and misses the game, so Todd Bowles has to step in and call the defensive plays. I mean, it's a lot of moving parts, and then Buster Skrine goes down in the middle of the game, and Bowles said after the game that he has a concussion. So, I mean, the Jets were without 2 of their top 3 cornerbacks. They were without their defensive coordinator, and yet the defense was terrific. I mean, they played great against the Broncos. 16 points allowed doesn't maybe look as good on its face, but if you break it down, I mean, 7 of those points came after a Bilal Powell fumble put the Broncos on the 20-yard line. Pretty tough to blame the defense for that. 6 of the points came in garbage time when the game was well in hand for the Jets already. Tough to read too much into that. So, I mean, for most of the game, for 3+ quarters, really, the Jets limited the Broncos to 3 points and really held them in check and managed to kind of dictate the flow of the game. And, as I mentioned, Todd Bowles calling the plays. The defense never seemed like it missed a beat. They looked like they were in sync the whole time. It didn't seem like there was any sort of real adjustment period between Rodgers and Bowles, and the players all backed that up afterwards, saying it was seamless. And that's a credit to Bowles as well. And, I mean, over the last few weeks, Bowles had been knocked for some decisions and some deficiencies on the Jets' part, especially their lack of ability to adjust. I mean, Week 3 against the Browns, Baker Mayfield comes into the game, the Jets can't adjust. Last week, the Jets are getting beat underneath by the Jaguars on crossing routes. They struggled to adjust. But this week, out of the gates, Phillip Lindsay for the Broncos was running the ball beautifully. He was gashing them for some big runs. But the Jets took it away, and as the game went on, the running game was less of a factor for the Broncos, and they managed to force them to do something else, and that was a really nice adjustment by the defense and by Bowles. And, really, if you're going to kill Bowles for some of the losses over the last few weeks, you have to be willing to give him credit this week. He managed to rally the troops, managed to make sure that the bad vibes and everything from the last few weeks didn't spill over into this week, and everyone was well prepared and on the same page going into this week, despite all the adversity that popped up along the way. That's a good job by Bowles in making sure that things didn't get away from him and keeping things going in the right direction.